Hey everybody, welcome back to Flatbroke Outdoors. If you're new here, my name's Blaine and this is a camping channel. So camping is what we do. I didn't mean to put all that sun in y'all's eyes. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we are on our way over to, I guess it would be considered northern Iowa. It's supposed to be a little warmer over there, so we're going to go over there and camp out for, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. See how the weather treats us over there. It's been super cold in Wisconsin for sure, and it has been cold in Iowa too, as far as that goes. But it's supposed to warm up the next, I don't know, at least 3 days for sure. So we'll see how that goes. I'm about 2 hours away from where I'm going, which is one of the only places that I found in Iowa that you can disperse camp. I mean, it's free. You can go there and camp for free. So that's kind of cool. I think it's actually might be a wildlife management area. But anyway, so it'd be nice to camp for free for a change. And it's about 4 hours from my house. So, and I still got 2 hours left. So I've been on the road for a minute. It's about 8:30 in the morning. So we're getting a relatively early start in comparison to, checking into those camping areas where you can't check into 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's almost dark. It's crazy. But anyway, it should be a good time. I think Butch is going to be able to, from Butch from over Before It's Too Late Outdoor Adventures. I think he's going to be able to free up and come do some camping with us. It'll be our first camping trip, I think, since Thanksgiving. I think we camped the week before Thanksgiving or the week of Thanksgiving. Right in there somewhere. We was going to do a Christmas camping trip, but we just, I don't know, between my obligations and his obligations, we just couldn't squeeze it in. But so this will be our first one. So we're a month into the new year. So it's going to be nice to be able to get together. And then I know later in the spring, we're going to, if the weather and the rising waters cooperate, we're going to do a canoe camping trip for 2 or 3 days. So that'll be a lot of fun. Back before I ever had a YouTube channel, we used to take float trips all the time, canoes, kayaks, whatever, rafts. Really enjoyed it. We've been doing it all my life, I guess. But since I've been YouTubing, I just haven't had the opportunity to do it. But hopefully this year I'll be able to do a lot more of that kind of stuff. And I don't have a canoe. I've been looking for one, and when I find one, it just it is the right time. Whatever is too much. And my new truck, I don't have a roof rack on top, so I got to get that taken care of. Which not that big a deal. I'll get a roof rack, but hopefully by springtime I'll be set up in a way that I'll either have a kayak with some storage on it or a canoe. When you talk about camping, you want to bring a few things to make it comfortable for you. A canoe's the way to go. But if a kayak's the way we have to do it, we can pack for that too. Not that big a deal. But anyway, I guess I'm gonna keep moseying down the road here. It looks like we're gonna have a nice sunny day. Sun's out in blue skies, and I don't really know what the temperature is. Right, it's 12 degrees right now. That's what it is. So it's a little chilly right now, but it's getting warmer. I'm not certain what the high is for today, where I'm going, but hopefully it's going to be a lot warmer than 12 degrees. But no matter, I brought plenty of warm clothing and all that stuff, so we're just going to go camping and enjoy ourselves. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. Hey everybody, welcome back. I have made it to the camp spot, and old Butch was already here when I got here. he wasn't messing around. No, I think he was about 20 minutes ahead of me. But you know, he didn't do nothing until I got here. You know, he didn't even make no coffee or nothing. Butch made his own hot chocolate, but I made some coffee. Y'all, this is a beautiful spot. It was beautiful in the summertime, and it is super pretty right now. Let me get y'all spun around here. Y'all see all that behind me? It is just a pretty place. We stayed here one time before. We stayed here for a few days, and we cut out when the fire walkers showed up. This old drunk lady and some of her compadres they twirl fire and carry on like circus creatures. But anyway, that's what you run into when you're staying somewhere where it doesn't cost money to stay, but you can't get far enough away from town. You get people like that, dope heads and fire twirlers and circus freaks and bearded ladies and stuff all up in your camp. But anyway, we're here. We're going to set up, and I guess, I don't know about Butch, but I'm going to stay about 2 or 3 days. I think I'll leave on Saturday.
I'm going to have to stay till my check comes in.
Oh, Butch going to be here to the 1st. He might be out of gas by then. Old diesel heater be conked out on him by then. Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to let y'all get back to doing what y'all do, and we're going to get a few things set up around here and start making this place look like a homestead. Y'all look here. We done stepped up into Butch's casa to cook us a little coffee and get in out of the cold. And we was over here minding our business doing something else, and this thing started percolating coffee all over the countertop. And it went leaking down towards the bottom down here. Boy, we had a heck of a time. But anyway,
we're gonna overcome.
If that is the worst thing that happens, we're in good shape. Hey everybody, welcome back. We are held up here in the van cave, staying out of the cold weather. Butch got it nice and toasty in here with his diesel heater running. We was just catching up on a Sam Elliott Western, just, you know, killing time. You know, it's starting to get dark outside, nothing moving, there ain't no deer moving, ain't no rabbits moving, nothing. And for whatever reason, my truck alarm keeps just going off randomly. So that's new. But anyway, I think we're gonna cook up some groceries in here in a little bit. I think we're gonna do some kind of sausages Butch has, and maybe some baked beans or something, but we're gonna get that put together, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all. Good morning, fellow camping enthusiasts. It is a beautiful morning. It got down to about 4 last night, but it is actually in the 20s now. It's, I don't know, 6:30-ish, maybe 6:30-ish, 6:45. Anyway, it got down pretty chilly last night, but it is, it's actually pretty comfortable right now in comparison. I didn't have the best night's sleep. I slept good for about 2 hours, and then I woke up. I needed to use the bathroom. I did that. Got back in, and then I couldn't go back to sleep. I mean, I was wide awake, super awake. And I laid there for what seemed to be hours. And then I drifted off again, and I woke back up. And I was up for hours again. And then at some point, I fell back to sleep. I don't remember when. And I mean, I was at the point where I thought, man, I'll just get up and start cooking breakfast. This is becoming a problem. But I finally fell back to sleep, and I woke up not that long ago. So Butch probably thinks I died in there. You know, he don't know the whole story yet. I haven't even seen him this morning. I know he's awake. I heard him, you know, cracking around inside the old van cave. But anyway, I guess I got to get my act together and brush my teeth and get another day started. But so far, it looks like we're having the beginning of a beautiful day, y'all. Anyway, we'll see if Butch's got some coffee made in there, and then we'll see about getting the rest of this day started. Hey everybody, we are back at it, sitting around this yuppie campfire drinking coffee. You know, Butch over here. He must have been out here for 45 minutes with a daggone flint and steel trying to start this thing.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, hey, I got that fire pit ready to go in the morning, just, you know, gonna strike it off. I got up, he's out here striking that flint and steel, he couldn't make it go. He ain't never seen no setup like
Wasn't
this.
no kindling. I didn't know what
He thought it was wet. I don't know what's wrong with it. But anyway, this is what we have come down to, y'all. Yep. We burning butane fire pit instead of burning wood. It's cheaper, to be honest with you. It is cheaper to burn a gas fire pit than it is to buy wood.
Yeah, if you're buying it from a gas station or, you know, anywhere, you can get that bottle refilled a whole lot cheaper than you can get 3 little baby bundles of firewood.
You can, and it'll last you the entire trip. And you know, you leave the gas station with 3 bundles of wood. That ain't that. You know, if you're one of them YouTubers that goes and parks, spends the night, and then leaves the next morning, and you only burn your fire for about 15 minutes.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's gonna work for you. But
if you're out here 3 or 4 days, you know, like we normally are.
You need $100 worth of wood.
Yeah. Deplete all your natural resources.
Heck yeah. Y'all, there was spitting a few snowflakes a while ago, but it's supposed to get really warm today. I mean, it's tolerable right now, but it's going to get up in the high 30s later on this day.
And windy.
And wind. And tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah, I think it's supposed
Tomorrow's supposed to be really windy. But hey, man, anything's better than, you know, negative 20 and 30, what we've been dealing with.
And it's a little better than sitting on the couch.
Oh, a whole lot better. A lot better than sitting on the couch. It ain't quite as warm as sitting on the couch, but it's been, you know, it's nice to get some temperatures like this in the middle of winter, because it's been miserable camping, man. I know if you've been watching my channel long, you know there've been times I had to scoop out trails to get to where I needed to go in the camp because the snow was up to my doggone knees. And I felt like I was part of the outdoor boys.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like I need to be on their pay scale.
Yep.
But
well, I'd like to be on their pay scale.
Right. They do good stuff.
You ain't kidding. Even that little kid, that outdoor Tom, you know, this one boy, his oldest boy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Ain't no wonder why they got millions of followers, because it's just good entertainment for me. Or content is what the YouTubers call it. Good content. Well, it's entertaining to me. But we hadn't even thought about cooking no breakfast, y'all. We ain't even mentioned it. We're just still enjoying our coffee around this.
I'm not.
Butch ran out of coffee. I don't know what you call it when you get out of coffee. I was kind of like hangry, but you ain't really hungry.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You know, this early in the morning, you don't want to run out of coffee. Well, we make fun of this propane fire pit, but it's warm, y'all. It's extremely warm standing here, and you don't smell like crap. You know, I love the smell of a campfire, but once you're not by that campfire anymore and that funk is in your clothes, about day number 2, it gets a little harsh. And a lot of times I go home and for weeks, the whole back of my truck smells like campfire. You know, that stuff. You get in there and you lay your jacket around on different things, and just the whole thing just, rough. And in the wintertime, it ain't like you can leave your windows open, you know. But anyway, I reckon we're going to sit around this fire a little while longer and solve some more world's problems, and then we'll probably think about, you know, frying something for breakfast. Hey y'all, welcome back. We're just walking along here. We were actually walking down to a bridge down here along this trout stream. It might warm up enough today where Butch might try his hand at catching some trout. It's possible. We saw some in there a while ago. It's unbelievable if this thing isn't frozen, smooth, solid here, but look at this area where we're at. I'll do a little spin around here. It is just so pretty back in here, these high boulder sides and stuff. It is just super cool out here. This is one of our favorite spots to come, but it's a pretty long drive for both of us, actually. It's not easy, but Anyway, I'll come back to y'all when we get down here to this bridge and check it out. All right, y'all, we made it down here to this deep hole within this trout stream, and it's mostly froze over. I don't have on polarized glasses or anything, but I haven't seen a fish in there as to yet. But there's usually somebody, in the summertime, there's usually people fishing this hole right here. Everywhere. But it is nice just to be out on this walk. It's beautiful country, and it's a little warmer than what we've been used to. So now if we go over here to the other side, we're on a low water crossing, low water bridge. But you get over here, it's kind of real shallow, so it's frozen up quite a bit. But anyway, that's kind of what we see. All right, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all a facing the other way kind of look at this area, and it's a little bit hard when you got the camera looking at something as pretty as me for you to really take in the scenery. Yeah, I don't want to outshine the natural beauty here, so but this is just a really cool area, and it's like this all the way up to the Wisconsin border from where we're at. This kind of hilly terrain. When you think about Iowa and Wisconsin, honestly, you think about flat farm country, and but there's just a lot of beautiful country, and actually in both states that nobody even thinks about. They're thinking about cornfields and milk cows when there's just a lot of beautiful scenery out here. Anyway, that's all for that. All right, y'all. We're back, and it's finally time to start cooking some supper, or cooking some breakfast. Butch has got a little smudge of a fire going right here. And then what I got going on is I'm around here trying to get some bacon going on right here. And I'm doing a pretty good job of it, if I do say so myself. Now over here, Butch has got some pancakes sitting on ready, waiting on go. It's a little early for them, but we are going to get that going on here in a little bit. But anyway, I just want to bring y'all up to speed on what we got going on here. And I guess we'll check back in later. Hey y'all, we just thought I'd check in here. Still got our fire going pretty good there. Coming right along. Got some burgers on the grill here for lunch. They just slow smoldering over some applewood charcoal. And then Butch is reheating some baked beans we had going on last night. We just had so many left over. So got them on here just hanging out. And then we did go across the little creek there and gather up a little bit of firewood so we could have a regular old smoky fire. But other than that, we've just been enjoying the day. I don't really know exactly what the temperature is currently, but it's tolerable. It's not bad at all. It's not cold, or not super cold. We did hear a big crash out in the woods. I think a tree fell somewhere. I mean, it was pretty loud. It didn't shake the ground or nothing, so I would assume it was halfway up the side of this hill somewhere, but didn't see it, just heard it. What else? Oh, we got the generator running, charging some power stations and Butch's batteries in his paddy wagon there. So that's kind of all we've been doing, just enjoying ourselves. And now we're just putting together a little lunch. And I guess that's all we got going on right now. Butch did cast a line a little bit, but he couldn't get no trout to smell what he was stepping in. So we just figured we'd cook a little lunch. So I guess I'll get back with y'all in a little bit.
I don't know what page I'm on.
Hey y'all, welcome back. We just was over here getting our dish doing station put together. We got some dishes stacked up everywhere. So there's a bucket with get the phone call. Hold on, my number 2 son's calling me. All right, y'all. That was just my number 2 son calling me. He didn't need nothing, but you don't never miss a phone call from one of the kids because you just don't never know what's happening. So you just don't want to miss it. But anyway, you can see our pile of dishes here. We got to get done. That's last night and this morning and this afternoon. But it is a little bit warmer, but it ain't warm. Don't let the no jacket fool you. It ain't warm.
Because we're about to get some dishpan.
Yeah, we're about to be over here soaking in palm olive, Madge, and we didn't want to get none on my coat. So anyway, I just wanted to bring y'all back to speed and let you know why I hung up on you so quick. Anyhow, I believe our water is probably heating up pretty good. How's it coming along, Butch? All right, Butch said it's coming along good, so we're going to go ahead and get after this, y'all, and we'll talk to y'all. Hey, everybody. Old Butch down here trying to capture a trout. I'm going to walk down here and see what he's got going on. You got to be careful around here. You got to trip up and not make it. Go down here and see what he's got going on. You doing any good down here? I had to treat you like my dad always said, boy, you hush up. The fish ain't gonna bite if you're talking. He just didn't want to be answering all my questions. Here we are, y'all. Got a little bit of open water here. It is definitely full of trout in here. We just ain't been able to capture none, but a lot of fun anyway. It ain't. That's deep water. That water right there make you have to get in front of the heater quick. It ain't very often in the wintertime that you're able to fish open water in Iowa. It don't happen much, so it's kind of cool that it's happening now. I used to live here back many, many years ago, and it was pretty cool.
It ain't all cornfields.
No, there's a lot of beautiful land in Iowa. Nobody ever shows you, and everybody thinks it ain't nothing but grain bins and cornfields. That is not the truth. It is a beautiful area. And there is actually a lot of places to camp in Iowa, just not a lot of places to disperse camp. So you're going to be paying out, but they're not really that expensive. Nothing like Wisconsin. Holy crap. But anyway, I just thought I'd bring y'all down here and show you Butch's fishing excursion. Maybe y'all can get in the comments and tell him what he's doing wrong. I'm sure there's always somebody willing to tell you what you're doing wrong.
Just keep it to fishing. I know what else I'm doing wrong.
Yeah. Keep it fishing and keep it clean. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all after a while. Hey, everybody, welcome back. What I got going on here that you can't see in this pot is some taco meat with some black beans in it. And Butch is over to my left at his cooking station working on some rice. And we're going to add that rice to this concoction. And I think he's got some salsa in there. So we're going to put some salsa with it. It's going to be good. And he's got some tortillas in there if we want to make a burrito style something or other. But, I'm trying to ease up on all that. And y'all, I already told y'all I'm off the cheese. So I'm pretty much eating what's in this skillet and what he's doing with that rice over there. And some of that salsa. And I'll be happy. But anyway, that's where we're at right now. We still got us a nice fire going over here. Let me wheel y'all around to that. So we went over and collected some more wood from way over there. And we got plenty for tonight. And probably in the morning, we'll probably have to go get some more tomorrow. We're going to stay. I don't know what this day is, but I think we're staying one more day, or one more night, rather. And we're going to leave after that. But anyway, that's all for now.
I'm not happy. I'm going to keep stirring until I put it out.
You got to. Keep stirring the fire until we're all the way out of wood and we got no fire left. Hey, good morning, everybody. We are, I are just getting stirring around good. Butch's been up a while. He done made coffee. He'd make somebody a good wife someday.
Oh, yeah.
But Well, good
Go
Lord.
ahead.
I'm going to tear this place
We're
down.
going to take it down when we leave anyway.
Yeah, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Anyhow, the wind has picked up considerably this morning. It's not super cold or anything, but with that added wind out here, it's pretty chilly, really. That wind will get to you. I don't know if y'all have been paying attention to the size of the stump we had in our fire for the last couple of days, but that stump has really dwindled down. But I don't know. You know, we were kind of thinking about that stump that somebody had made a mistake when they threw it in our fire pit. But it has actually helped us keep a fire for all night long.
Yep. And you know, the bottom half of that, it's really a root wad. It's not even a regulation
true
stump.
Yeah, it's not even a true stump.
It had more dirt on it than it did wood, I think, when we started.
Yeah. But it's turned out all right.
Yep. I ain't mad.
I don't really know what day it is right now, but I know we got one this night. Again, we're leaving tomorrow, I think.
Oh, I had that discussion with him first thing.
Oh, did you?
I didn't know what day it was, but I knew we had to leave tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't tell you what day it is, and I normally don't tell people what day it is. You know, I get people asking me on my Facebook and in my well, where you at? What you doing? I ain't never gonna, and I don't even care, really. But I never tell people where I'm at. And it ain't that I don't want to share my location, you know, as far as somebody taking my campsite and stuff. I just don't, you know, I don't. People don't really need to know where I am when I'm there.
Well, I don't tell anybody because I don't want to be flogged, you know, with my OnlyFans going on.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube going on.
Yeah, with your own, got your only dad's page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't do that. And it's mostly people on Facebook that ask.
Yeah.
You know, if you post a picture of people like, where you at now? Where's that? Where?
I have private message people that would ask me. I'm like, I'm on an Iowa camping site.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of those people, you know, I kind of got to know them. I mean, I don't really know them. I wouldn't loan them no money.
Right.
They'll ask, and, you know, I'll private message them and tell them. But,
yeah, I don't mind telling people, you know, I don't try to keep my locations a secret, but while I'm there, people don't need to know, you know, where I'm out of town or this or that. They just, it's, you know, there's so many crazies in the world, you know.
Oh, well, serial killers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you don't know who's watching, so.
Well, you ain't kidding.
But anyhow,
I'll tell you what though, if you was ever gonna do a YouTuber meetup, this would be the place.
Yeah, this is plenty of room. It's quiet.
I mean, YouTubers or, you know,
anybody,
subscribers or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you see them do those subscriber meetups, and I get to looking back at my damn YouTube page. I don't know any of my subscribers that would go 10 feet to see, you know.
No,
But I mean, they might.
But I'm sure you might get a few people together, but you know, I hate to even suggest something like that, knowing, you know, the shape the economy's in. And,
oh yeah.
You know, you hate to ask people to drive any amount of, because you know, I'm sure you do too, but I got subscribers all over the United States, Canada, and Australia, just a ton everywhere, you know. Well, I'd be lucky to get 2 people, and one of them would be you.
Yeah.
And then,
and the other thing too, you know, you go through all the, you know, not trouble, but you know, go through everything to plan something like that. And you know how stuff happens to us.
Oh yeah.
You know, that'd be the one day we had to haul ass to Arkansas to a funeral, or you know.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it might be ours.
Yeah, you might be the guest of honor. Yeah, I don't know. I hate to do it, but I don't mind. It's easy, you know, if you got 1 or 2 people that you converse with a little bit on there, you know, and outside of messages, even like Matt from Two Guys in the Ozarks. I talked to him. Hadn't talked to him in a little while, but talked to him quite a lot. So it wouldn't be a big deal if I was going to be coming through his area to holler at him, and he'd want to camp out for a night or something. But
there's I met a guy down here one time. Him and his wife were camped way up the other end, as far as you can go and still be, on the trout stream. And real nice guy. And come to find out, he had a YouTube page.
Oh, really?
But his YouTube page is actually in a different language, and You know, I couldn't decode it.
He a foreigner?
Well, and I'm not sure, but he's actually a linguist or teaches language at one of the schools in Iowa, public school. I'm going to say which one. But man, he goes to some beautiful places. I mean, and I'm not talking about just like here, but
just all over the place.
Yeah. Boy, he had the rig. It wasn't a moon lander. It was something, you know, kind of like that on a Toyota.
Oh.
You know, the big Toyota, what is it, the Tundra or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, he had the setup. Had solar and everything.
Remember the guy that rolled up on us? I don't remember where we were camped at, but he come up on us, had that Ford power boost with that camper on the back. So what did he say? He said 7,000 watts of power on board.
And I didn't, you know, I'd never even heard of one until he pulled up.
Yeah, I see him all over the place now, but I never knew anything about him. But it's a pretty sweet rig he had, that camper he had on the back of it and stuff.
And you meet some nice people. I mean, well, that one guy that pulled up on us at the same place, he had
the guy with the Toyota pickup with the rooftop tent.
Rooftop tent.
Yeah, he was a real nice guy. I thought he was gonna probably come back by there before we left, but he never did.
Well, I actually thought we'd run into him camping somewhere, you know.
He's commented on some of my videos. I can't remember his name right off because he didn't stay around long enough for me to remember him, but he had a pretty sweet rig with that Toyota truck.
And other than the fire dancers and stuff, you know, you meet some pretty
interesting people. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the fire dancers were interesting,
but not people you want to hang out with.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to hang around and see if I could learn how to do that stuff.
You don't want no tequila squealing fire dancers in your camp.
Man, it's but you know, you meet some good people. Then you meet some sketchy ones, you know.
Man, you know, when I was camped in Texas, down on the beach, I met some interesting folks down there. People that were fishing, you know, because that's a style of fishing I've never done what they were doing. I mean, I've done some deep sea fishing. I've fished in the Pacific and the Atlantic, both, but I've never fished like they fish down on like Padre Island like that.
Surf fishing.
Yeah, man, they'll pull their trucks down there right to where the waves break, or not where they break, but where they come in, and they got them fishing pole holders all across their front bumper or rear bumper, depends on how they park. But man, they just got them big rigs and they whale them out there into the surf and stick them in the front of that truck, and then they just chilling. But when the fish are biting good, you know, they're busy. You know, that's work. Yeah, it ain't just. It ain't like you gonna sit around just sipping on a 12-pack catching crappie. You gonna work for them fish.
Man,
but
I wish I had a 5-gallon bucket full of crappie right now.
Boy, wouldn't that be something? But yeah, that's part of this kind of lifestyle, is getting to meet. Well, a lot of times you get to meet like-minded people, and you know, get to understand how they tick. And that's one of the reasons I want to do that podcast style thing I've been talking about, is because I want to have people from what we do, you know, our genre of YouTube. I want to interview them and see what makes them do what they do.
Whoa,
you know
what made me do that? I couldn't see.
Must have been too dark in my cup for you to fill it all the way to the tip of the top.
Man, I'm gonna leave lid on mine. That goes off.
Man, I got to tell this story on camera here. When you get your coffee poured and get back to this fire, it's gonna be story time for a minute.
All right, I'm gonna set this in the front.
Or at least on that flat rock over there.
If you get to looking for it,
that's gonna turn over.
No, man, it can't.
Oh.
Hopefully, until I kick that fire away.
All right, here's a story. Me and my wife were at IHOP. I don't remember where we was in as far as the country, but we were at an IHOP somewhere. And in IHOP, unfortunately, the pancake syrup and the coffee are in the same color mug. Yeah, carafe. Well, the waitress lady brought all the stuff and it's on the table, and I had a stack of pancakes there. Well, first thing out of the gate, I reached over and grabbed that coffee and dumped it all over my pancakes. Whoa. Oh, I felt stupid. You think I didn't eat them soaked up? I did. I ate them coffee pancakes. I did. I looked around the room. I looked around like this, see who was watching. You know, I'm trying to see who's watching me pour the coffee all over my pancakes. But I did I did have to say something to that waitress. I'm like, look, y'all need to do something different with these, the way you got this stuff all in the same in a boat. You know, dang. But yeah, that was funny.
You know that coffee's still hot.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot. It's gonna be a good day, kid.
It's getting light out here. If we didn't have all the lights on, you can tell.
Yeah, you could. We do got a lot of lights
I tell
on.
you what, that $8 Harbor Freight little solar porch light you turned me on to, the one like you have on your rooftop tent trailer.
Yeah.
That's the best money I ever spent.
That's handy, right?
It is.
It is. I've had them bad boys for, well, probably 10 years. I put the first one on the front door of a camper I had back then. And as luck would have it, I still have that camper at my house, and it's still on the front door, and it still works. And the ones that on my rooftop tent trailer, they've been on there for 3 years.
Well, that one's got the solar panel missing off of it.
And still will come on. Yeah, it's still got a charge in it.
Man.
Yeah. I thought about putting some on that one. I was like, nah, I don't really want to ugly that up with that. But
you can do it some kind of portable way. I mean, you wouldn't want to double stick it to the side.
Nah, I don't want to do that. But
and that's all. I don't think I even put a screw in it. It's just up there with that double stick.
Still with that tape.
Came on the back of it.
That's funny.
I was looking at regular RV awnings this morning, and I could probably do a 10-foot one, but I'd rather go with 8 and kind of that way I don't have to worry about those bottom legs. You don't just jump up and buy one of them just because you want one.
Well, it just depends on if you need the entire thing and how big you want. Because you can buy, if you already got the setup, you can get by pretty cheap with it. But if you need the arms that come down and the whole shooting match,
yeah, that's what I was looking at.
It's
just a retractable awning, like old folks in an RV park.
Yeah, that's gonna cost you a little bit. Yeah, that wind is kind of sharp. Yeah. You know that one camper I had, the one I was telling you, I put the light on the door of it 10 years ago. The day after I bought it, I went way down to South Iowa and bought that camper. I lived by Williamsburg at that time. Went down there and bought the camper, brought it home. Man, it was nice. It was a beautiful camper. It was in great shape. So I need to let that awning out and make sure. Old boy said it was like brand new, but you don't trust people. Yeah. So I let that awning out, and boy, it looked nice. Well, I looked at the weather. It said it was supposed to rain. It wasn't no bad storm or nothing, just gonna rain.
Yeah.
So in my, already, it wasn't the first camper I ever had, so I knew I needed to pitch that awning to an angle where the water could run off. And I didn't think no more about it. I got up and went to work the next morning. Well, we had a gully washer storm, dude. And when I got back home that evening, it had ripped that entire awning off and wadded it up in my yard right in front of that camper. The only thing, there was one bolt screw on one leg still stuck in the camper. Everything else was gone. So from then on, my awning was a 12 by 12 easy up. Yep. I never did replace it. Oh, man. Well, kids, that's all I'm going to say to y'all this morning. And I'm going to stand around this fire, and we're going to tell some more stories. And then we'll let you know if we decide to eat this morning or not. Hey, everybody, welcome back. We sat around here trying to figure out what our next move was going to be, and our wood pile was getting a little skinny. So yesterday when we was walking around, we were over back behind me across the road over there. There's some treetops down back there, and we walked over there with Butch's handy dandy little electric 6-inch chainsaw and cut up some stuff and drug it all the way back over here and cut it up where we'll have enough wood for today and early part of nighttime. Usually we'll try to keep a fire going all day, and then after we cook supper, we'll go into the van and eat and watch a little YouTube or a movie or something, and then sit around the fire just for a little bit before we go to bed. So we're not going to need that much wood. We're leaving in the morning after we get all this packed up, but we just cut just enough to get us through. And we got we got back from cutting that wood, we'd about let the early part of the morning slip away from us. So we got some water on. We're gonna have a little oatmeal for breakfast this morning. We're not doing the whole. Matter of fact, we haven't cooked a really big breakfast since we've been here, which is probably good for both of us. But yeah, we're trying to cut out all that extra cooking enough food for 10 people when it's only 2 of us. So we're doing well with the oatmeal today, I guess. I think I'm having some maple brown sugar, and Butch eating some strawberries and something or other over there. We're just waiting on the hot water to get hot, and then we're gonna do it. And I don't know what the rest of the day holds, but you never know. Might try another swing at getting the trout to bite, or you just never know what we might get into. It's pretty warm today. I think the high is 36, but it's going to be windy today. It's a little bit of a lull in the wind right now, but it's been gusty most of the morning. Well, even when it's 35, when that wind is humming across there pretty good, it'll put a chill in your bones if you ain't dressed for it. That's for sure. But anyway, that's all I got for now. Hey everybody, welcome back. For all you people who think me and Butch don't do anything during the day when we're camping other than sit around and shoot the breeze, it's not true. Not too long ago, a company sent me a set of recovery boards, and for me it was a spare set. I had these on my Jeep back, I don't know, if you've been watching my channel long, you saw my Jeep. Anyway, I had these mounted on the roof rack of my Jeep. So when the other company sent me some, I had a spare set. Well, if I got something spare and Butch don't have it, I'm gonna let it, push it on over to him. And with this being 2-wheel drive in Iowa and where he likes to camp, you're liable to get yourself in a bind in the snow. And this will be enough to get you out of the snow. You just need to get a little bit of traction. So something like this will be great. So when I came this time, I had them and we discussed it. We had a drill, but we didn't have a drill bit between us, or any tools really to speak of, not much of anything. So we decided to put a pin in it and just wait, and we'll do it another time. Well, today we went on a nature walk down the road and looked at some stuff, wildlife and whatnot, and we come back and we started taking another look at it. Well, Butch had one self-tapping screw, and I had a drill that would, and a socket that would fit his one self-tapping screw. So what we did was mark the holes we needed, took that self-tapping screw, put holes where we needed them, and then he had an Allen wrench that fit the bolts for the back of these studs. So that's what we did. Matter of fact, it was an Allen wrench that fits his tripod. So we took his tripod Allen wrench and our one self-tapping screw, and we got these bad boys locked down. Now, once you put these nuts on here, you need to put something through the tips of these to keep them from backing out. You don't want to lose them. So I had these spare D-rings in a set that I had, so we locked them down with D-rings. So, long story short, if you got some wheel, there is always a way. So he now has some traction boards mounted to the front of his bread truck. So that's what we've been doing today. Hey everybody, welcome back. We just been hard at getting our supper put together here. Y'all see this moat we got beat out around this fire pit to keep the enemy away from our fire? It got relatively warm today, so the snow started melting, and just what happened. We just got a bunch of a well-beaten path around this fire from dealing with the firewood and that rabbit and all that stuff. But I got a bunch of vegetables. I got peppers and onions and potatoes chopped up over here to go in that rabbit. And I got my main man over here deboning that rabbit, and I'll let y'all take a look and see what he's got going on. What kind of mess he's making over here. Let's see. Let's see if I can get y'all to spin around without messing up anything. There he is.
about that kid wanting me to debone his squirrel.
Boy, that's a campfire story for real right there. Man, y'all remind me in the comments next time to bring that story up because it's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
It's a real good story. That is the story of a couple of knucklehead young kids that could not make it from Illinois to Arkansas without getting lost in Oklahoma, if you can believe that.
That ain't even between there.
You don't, at no point do you ever enter Oklahoma to get from where they were in Illinois to Arkansas. So anyway, it's a long story, but it's a funny one. But anyway, we're getting ready to put this stew together. Butch is snatching the meaty parts off that rabbit bones. And like I said, I got all the vegetables cut up. We're going to throw everything back in that Dutch oven and put it back on the fire. And that's going to be some fine eating for tonight. And we may have some cornbread to go with it. I'm about to dig out my Coleman oven here in a second and set it up. If I keep this wind at bay long enough so it ain't blowing our fire out, you know, I don't know how good the oven's going to work with all this wind, but we're going to see what we can do. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This particular little clip is for all the people who think that you need a pizza stone or some kind of welding blanket to cover your Coleman oven. You absolutely do not. This has been running steady at 375 degrees, and it's cold out here. It ain't summertime. Look there what we got going on cooking in there. Them cinnamon rolls. Can you see them in there?
Yep.
There you go. There ain't nothing wrong. There ain't no pizza stone in there. There ain't no welding blanket on the top. And they're just done. That's all I can say. You don't need that stuff. So if you're watching videos and somebody tells you you absolutely need those things to use a Coleman oven, you do not. All right, y'all come with me over here. We're going to try wade through this water and get over here and stir this rabbit stew. Let me get the lid off of here. Set it over here. Let's see if we can put a stir on here. Ooh, y'all look at here, look at here. You don't get this just everywhere you go, do you? The rabbit's one that Butch had killed. And then we cooked it down and took all the meat off the bone and put it all back in the broth. And then we added some vegetables, onions, peppers, potatoes, corn, green beans, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And it is looking good, good, good. Wish y'all was here to have some. All right, y'all, we're inside the van cave. We got the rabbit stew right there. And then around here is a pan of cornbread Butch fixed. So we are just about ready to get our grubbing on here. He's over here setting up the movie theater. So I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know if we're YouTube or movie watching, but we're gonna do something and enjoy some of this rabbit stew. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is a balmy 15 degrees right here in Greeley, Iowa. It's a pretty clear night. A lot of stars in the sky, so it's super chilly this morning. Everything froze up overnight. The moat we had around our fire all froze solid. I got a little coffee going on over here. Butch has got a little bit brewing inside the van cave in there. I had left a little coffee in my cup yesterday and it froze, so I needed to make some hot water to get the froze coffee out of my doggone cup. But anyway, it's still pretty early. I don't see if I can figure out what time it is. It's early for most people, that's for sure. It's 5 o'clock. I got up about 4, I guess, and had to scratch around the back of that truck and try to do a little cleanup and then change my clothes. It's just been a slow morning, but that's all right. Everything doesn't have to be exciting, but let's see if this water's a little bit warm here. I could get some in my cup, get some of this old coffee out. I'll let that sit in there for a minute. That's the worst thing about camping in the wintertime. You know, you have to deal with everything freezing up at nighttime. You know, I guess it ain't horrible, but I've been doing it long enough. I know all the little tricks to, not having stuff freeze up on you. Get it into the warm spots and all that stuff. As far as water and all that stuff goes, we did have a little bit of a jug out here on the table last night, and it didn't freeze all the way solid. It was still had a little ice in it. But Butch don't come out here without his coat on. What's wrong with you? for till when? What did you do? Forget where you put your coat?
That's exactly. No, I forgot where my coffee cup was. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't seen that now. I had to get the ice out of mine, but I ain't seen yours.
I mean, I got a backup for the next one.
Where could you have left it? Where all did you go yesterday?
Man, I didn't go nowhere. No further than this coat. It just freeze.
I'll imagine.
Pretty slushy.
I don't have any idea where your coffee cup went, though. Heck, it's got to be in the house. Yeah. Cock-a-doodle-doo. All right, y'all. I'm going to let y'all get back to doing what you was doing, and I'm going to finish making this coffee, and I'll holler at y'all later. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. The cleanup has commenced around here. We decided it was time to go ahead and just get everything cleaned up and skip the breakfast since we both got a ways to go. Oh, dadgum. Whew, I've been on the fire for a minute, y'all. I had some ice froze in my pot, and I didn't want to load it up like that, so I figured I better get the ice out of it. But anyway, so we're going to take a 0 on breakfast this morning, which is fine. That'll be just fine. But definitely got to get this stuff packed up because I got things to do. Butch got things to do. That's just what you do. But it ain't no big thing. But now I got to let that pot cool. Because this won't take long out here for that pot to cool because it's still pretty chilly out. I think about 15 degrees or something, but could be worse. At least the wind's not blowing. You know, it's terrible when the wind starts blowing on you. But anyway, that's all I know for now. It's going to take quite a long time to get all this wrapped up, but that's it. And I guess I'll see y'all before it's time for me to leave. Hey everybody, welcome back. We got everything packed up, and hear all that noise. That's the fan cave over there trying to drown me out. But anyway, we got this one in the bag. We had about 4 tent stakes that were frozen solid down pretty deep in the ground, so we had to hit them with a torch to get them up out of there. But wasn't that big a deal. We got it all taken care of, and like I said, we got 99.9% of this stuff picked up, ready to go. And it's been a fun trip. Been a cold one today, for sure. Had a couple of pretty warm days. Had a lot of snow melt, and then it all froze last night, which made cleanup today kind of hard. About everything we had set out here was frozen to the ground. But anyway, it ain't the worst we've ever had. It probably won't be the worst we'll ever see. So anyway, I guess I'll see y'all next time in the woods.